Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for coming. For the last couple of months, I've talked to my fellow Santa Feans in their living rooms, over the telephone, on their front porch, and over coffee. One central theme has emerged. Santa Fe is on the wrong track. For the record, I'm not a politician, but a native son who can no longer sit on the sidelines and watch the life force drain from our aging city. The sole purpose of city government is to enhance the life of its citizens. So it naturally begs the question, has our city's government lived up to that commitment? Unfortunately, the answer is no. Santa Fe isn't easy. Santa Fe is advanced civics. You have to balance traditions and ways of life that have existed for hundreds of years with newcomers' ideas. You have to balance a diverse and suitable economy with limited resources and defense for our environment. And you have to balance the ideas of our growing retirement community and the flight of our children from our city. We've known for years something is amiss in our city. And I've been operating under the assumption that the reason the City Council devotes so much time and energy to issues it cannot affect because that's what the citizens wanted. Well, I was wrong. The City Council's problem isn't that it's listening to citizens, but that it's ignoring them. We have serious problems to solve, and we need serious people to solve them. And whatever your particular problem is, I promise you my opponents are not the least bit interested in solving them. How do we know this? Look at their records. Take, for instance, the Public Financing Code. Santa Fe City Council put in place a plan for public financing of local elections. A great idea to move Santa Fe forward, but the plan was not thought through. This week, a legal memo that was reported in the Santa Fe New Mexican states the current ordinance allows political action committees, or PACs as they're known, to raise unlimited amounts of money and then allows those PACs to coordinate directly with city campaigns. This fundamental flaw completely defeats the entire purpose of public financing. The moral obligation of our city councilors to use our hard-earned tax dollars in the most efficient manner has once again been abrogated. It is the moral obligation of every public official to protect the public's money. I applaud Councillor Calvert for introducing an amendment to clarify PAC's coordination with candidates. I welcome this, but the clarification, must make it clear that unlimited, undisclosed money from PACs cannot be used to undermine the sense of fair play and public accountability for which public financing was put in place. Once again, City Hall has taken a great idea and without serious consideration or adequate forethought has codified it with fundamental flaws, leaving us to try to band-aid it while the election cycle is already off and running. Public financing was to make our elections here in Santa Fe about the issues and not about who can throw the biggest mud ball. I want to talk about the issues. I have been going door to door, talking to the citizens of Santa Fe to find out what we need to do to move Santa Fe forward. When the City Council passed this ordinance, Demas, Boucher, and Wurzburger were city members of the City Council. Now we find out that the ordinance is weak and almost ineffective because it is permissible under our code to coordinate with PACs. And my other opponent, Gonzalez, was drafted by a PAC. Were my opponents really protecting the best interests of the taxpayers' hard-earned dollars? I fear that the weaknesses in the ordinance and now are having to fix in the middle of the election cycle may be challenged in court. Once again, our citizens' dollars could be spent on lawyers defending a flawed system when those funds could be providing quality services to the people of Santa Fe. Santa Fe has serious problems and we need serious leaders with well-thought solutions. If our city leaders cannot be trusted with the public money in an area they all know through experience, which is elections, then how can they be trusted to spend the public's money in more complicated areas? If any of my opponents want to talk about the issues that face our beloved city, then let's talk about the issues rather than trying to mudsling with a photograph. If you want to talk about Santa Fe's problems and Santa Fe's values, fine. Just tell me where and when, and I'll show up. This is a time for serious people, and I'm putting the old guard on notice. Your time is up. Thank you. Yeah.